and you can see that wind chill value is going to be getting colder in the Maritimes as we move through this evening and tonight. In fact, there'll be some wind chills in northern and western areas of New Brunswick tonight that'll be making it feel between around -17 and -20 at times. It's not the most biting wind chill we've had so far, but I just wanted to illustrate the temperatures are going to be getting colder, and especially for Nova Scotia and Prince Edward Island, you know, the conditions you had this morning, now tomorrow's conditions are going to be much different. You're going to be wanting to bundle up a little bit, again, dress warmer, because it is going to be cold and it is also going to be windy. The wind chill does ease up a little bit into Friday afternoon, but the winds themselves won't really come down significantly until later Friday night and into Saturday. Taking a look at our forecast timeline, the other thing that's going to happen, and I talked about this earlier, as that cold wind blows over the ocean waters, we're going to get a risk of some snow squalls developing for parts of the Maritimes. Now, the first area to watch for that is going to be this evening, and it's going to be around up and down the Annapolis Valley of Nova Scotia and the southwest of Nova Scotia as well, so Digby, Yarmouth, and Shelburne counties, and up and around the Minas Basin. And then for tomorrow, the highest risk of snow squalls will actually continue up around the Minas Basin, especially close to and just north of the Truro area, and up into Inverness and Victoria counties in Cape Breton. It's why those areas are underneath that snow squall watch. Now, moving through Friday morning into Friday afternoon, the risk of snow squalls does diminish in the Annapolis Valley and the southwest of Nova Scotia, but will carry on towards the evening up in both Inverness and Victoria counties in Cape Breton. Taking a look at a snowfall outlook then, we can take a closer look at some of those areas that'll need to be a little bit more careful because of the potential of those snow squalls that could bring about some local snowfall accumulations in the range of a few to several millimeters and maybe more than that up in some higher terrain. And if you get into one of those squalls, your visibility is going to come down as well. So that begins around the 8th, heading into the Annapolis Valley in Nova Scotia near Milford, extending up through the valley, including in around the Middleton area. And then we've got those locations in around the Minas Basin, including potentially near Truro, certainly up towards areas like Lornvale, where any of those roads like the 104 or the Cobequid start to climb up to higher elevations. And even Parsboro might get into a little bit of snow squall activity. Taking a look at our winds in the forecast then, coming up for tomorrow, they're going to remain out of the west and northwest, and they're going to be gusty. There'll be some gusts of between 30 and 50 kilometers per hour in New Brunswick, with some gusts near the Bay of Fundy coastline between 40 and 70 at times. And some peak wind gusts tomorrow for Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia between 40 and 70, except could peak closer to 80 kilometers per hour for exposed areas of the southwestern coastline of that province. And again, winds becoming lighter as we move through Friday night into Saturday. Low temperatures in the forecast for tonight. So these are the actual low temperatures, or air temperature, not the wind chill. We'll be falling into a range around -7 to -10 for New Brunswick, down to around -7 tonight for Prince Edward Island, and low temperatures for Nova Scotia between -3 and -7. Highs in the forecast for tomorrow in the north of New Brunswick between -1 and -6. Some flurries expected along with the gusty winds. And through central and southern areas of New Brunswick, scattered flurries for tomorrow. It's a gusty and cold day with most of the high temperatures between -3 and -5. Prince Edward Island on Friday, flurries, windy conditions, and high temperatures. It'll be around -3, -4 for most communities. High temperatures in eastern areas of Nova Scotia for Cape Breton between -2 and -4, and a very similar range expected for both the North Shore and Eastern Shore of the province. Northern and central areas of Nova Scotia tomorrow with high temperatures between -1 and -4. In the Annapolis Valley with high temperatures around -3, risk of snow squalls there. And on the south shore of Nova Scotia, the high temperatures between 0 and -2. In the 7-day outlook for New Brunswick, coming up in the weekend, it's colder. There's a chance of some flurries both Saturday night and Sunday night, as well as at the start of next week. Colder temperatures extend into Tuesday, and then the temperatures moderate a little bit on Wednesday and Thursday of next week, both days a mix of sun and cloud. For Nova Scotia in the forecast, coming up for the weekend, on Saturday, it'll be cloudy periods with flurries expected Saturday night. On Sunday, a mix of sun and cloud with snow still possible Sunday night into Monday because of a coastal low pressure system. Colder in behind that for Tuesday, and then a mix of sun and cloud for Wednesday and Thursday. And for Prince Edward Island, coming up for the weekend ahead, on Saturday, a mix of sun and cloud, flurries Saturday night. On Sunday, snow or flurries possible, both Sunday night and into the start of next week. A chance of flurries after that on Tuesday, followed by a mix of sun and cloud Wednesday and Thursday.